Hello and welcome to the Gaming Chronicles. Today we will begin Final Fantasy VI, the Pixel Remaster. First released in 1994, I'm not sure who first introduced this game to me. It seems like it was just a sudden presence when I was growing up. And, well, back then it wasn't even known as Final Fantasy VI, it was known as Final Fantasy III, and that was all part of the great, North American confusion that we had Final Fantasy 1, 2, and 3, which was actually 1, 4, and 6, but we wouldn't know that until 1998 or 1999. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started with the new game and load this epic cutscene telling us about the ancient war of the Magi and how magic was lost. A very different take to a Final Fantasy game than the previous 5 games. So this was, iron, gunpowder, steam engines. So a world that had become industrialized and not unlike, the earlier years of the Industrial Revolution in our world. And we open here seeing the great machines and cities that have been constructed in this era now, as the world slowly has turned to prosperity. And as it mentions, yet there's this one individual who we briefly saw there that wants to bring back the magic, wants to bring back the the chaos that is magic. And we'll learn more about that, of course, as the story unfolds. But this game, it was it had quite the impact very quickly. And I remember, even though in my community where I grew up, where most kids had the Sega Genesis, there were a few that had the Super Nintendo. And if you had a friend who had a Super Nintendo and had this game, then, or if you had the Super Nintendo, but it was, I don't want to say it caught where like wildfire where I lived, just because we had a very heavy Sega Genesis favored community. But this game caught the eye of us Sega Genesis console players, and so if we had friends with a Super Nintendo with this game, I remember I was always curious to watch them play. And then you knew that if your friend offered you to start your own game on their beloved Final Fantasy III game, or maybe they just weren't into RPGs. That was uncommon that people disliked Final Fantasy VI when they played it, because even if you weren't an RPG player, this game was just so well done that this, for many, was the introduction to the world of RPGs. Squaresoft had taken everything good and amazing that they had created in the previous 5 games and then added on top of that, and in a culmination of just well-written story and music and everything, they created this game. It has been called the first great masterpiece of all RPGs. It has been called the greatest game, the greatest RPG of all times by many. And, this opening cutscene, I will say that at the time it was created and introduced into video games, it was probably by far and easily, hands down, the best opening cutscene that had ever been created for a video game on any platform. That includes all PC platforms, console platforms, doesn't matter. This was amazing. And when you heard War of the Magi playing, when you saw those credits roll in, um, a range of emotions may sweep over you, especially if you had played it now, a couple times or so, and you knew what this meant as the Magitech armors approach the town of Narshe, and just the story that you are getting into. And let's see, I think there were 2 of my friends who had this game, and we would often compare the Final Fantasy VI game with or Phantasy Star 4, because they were contemporaries, kind of. Phantasy Star 4 had been, I think, released in North America. Wait, were they released about the same time in North America? Phantasy Star 4 had been created or released in Japan before, but I'm not sure if they were released in North America at the same time, or different times. Anyway, we have Terra and Biggs and Wedge coming up to Narshe, and here is where we gain control. Don't waste time for the riff raft. Remember what we're here for. Let's move. All right, let's move then. Okay, here's our buttons. So, let's go ahead and let's look at our, hold on, let's put everybody in the back row before we forget. Let's check our configuration. Battle note's fine, normal is fine, messages is fine. Yeah, that's fine. Curse from memory, nah, it can be handy, but no, I'm not used to it, so it would probably be a hindrance. Continue auto battle, no, that will throw me off. Default speed walk, yes. Re-equip optimal, sure, that's fine. Let's turn the volume down just a little bit. And yeah, that's fine. BGM volume, SS, okay, that's fine. Graphic display, standard's fine. Oh no, I like the classic actually. But okay, that's fine. No, we don't need to turn on the boost. Here you can turn on your XP Gil or Magic AP. We're not gonna do that. I don't think we need to do that. I think we did that in Final Fantasy V. Yeah, we did that in Final Fantasy V in a couple instances, but we're not gonna need to do it here. I don't think. Okay, bestiary. Okay, we don't need to look at that right now. Okay, so I think we're good here. Let's go ahead and walk up, walk up, walk up. Not even Narshe is safe anymore. Yeah, unfortunately so. Okay, we've got our first encounter here, and I want to fight. I want to shoot myself. Why am I not able to do that? Okay, well, we need to figure this out. Maybe we have to be inside the mine. Where are we going? Yeah, we're going up north. Okay. Here we go. And one thing that was introduced was these pincer attacks in this game. That was something that was new, and it was nice, you know, that interesting that it's not allowing me to target myself. Up, down, left or right is not doing anything. Huh. I wonder why that is. Alright. Well, we'll have to figure that out later, I guess. Alright, into the mine we go. Maybe we have to be in the mine. Maybe it can't be a scripted battle. I don't know. Defend the mines! Alright, here we've got our Megalodoth. Okay, yeah, it's not letting me shoot myself as Terra. So, what I'm trying to do here, now I'm not trying to do any kind of a low-level run or a perfect stats run, but I do like to, I guess, not minimize, I don't know, I kind of like to balance out, or do a balance of, let's see, what does Wedge say, according to the source. They unearthed the frozen Esper. That's right. So now all the imperial soldiers everywhere, you know, they're searching for these Espers to extract magic from them, which is how, of course, the magic deck armor is powered. This must be it. Okay, so hopefully we'll be able to. Oh, that's right. We have to cast fire on ourselves. I think that's how we have to do it with Terra. Yeah. Okay, let's just go straight up. There's really nothing to see or do here. So it's fine that Terra went up one level. But anyway, I like to not have a low level run oh, Ymir, here we come. Low level run when I do this. But I don't like my guys to be too high of a level. Okay, so here we have our first boss battle, and it's a giant snail that can basically channel lightning through its shell. And they somehow trained it to guard the mines. That's pretty impressive. And so Wedge is like, what? Yeah, what is this thing? It is a lightning whelk. That's right. It absorbs lightning and it shoots it right back at you. And so we can't use, or it absorbs energy in its shell when it's inside of it. So here's where we learn about, you know, when to attack, when not to attack. Okay, yeah, how was fire? That's what I messed up. Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay, now I think that, oh, okay. Is it gonna go inside of its shell before we're able to beat it? Okay, let's hold on a second to see what its next action is. Attacked us. Okay, now it's gonna go inside of its shell. So let's just wait a second. This methodology, or this this way that we're utilizing the battle to delay our active battle time. This, I think, is the first game that this would become kind of a strategy to delaying your ATB and kind of waiting until enemies and bosses would perform a certain action or switch to a certain phase before you would perform your next move. Final Fantasy V, we saw that as well, but of course in North America we didn't even know that game existed. So anyway, we beat the Lightning Whelk, and so now, hooray, we've won. Alright, let's go up into this chamber. Oh. There we go. Alrighty, so here is the Esper frozen in a block of ice. Alright, and we're getting a little bit of... Oh, and also... so they're a little bit creeped out by it. It is a little bit spooky looking. I mean, it's very otherworldly, right? Something's not right. Terra just approaches it very casually and emitting an eerie light. What is going on? And all of a sudden, Wedge disappears into thin air. And Biggs has no idea what's going on. And all of a sudden, Biggs is gone. Very mysterious. Very mysterious. So as this scene unfolds, this is so cutscenes within the battle. We briefly saw that in Final Fantasy V, but they would be highly implemented in Final Fantasy VI. So here we go. We have control of Terra now. So let's talk to this gentleman. Is this Arvis? Where am I? A little bit foggy. And I only just removed the crown. So he's removed the slave collar / crown from us. And Terra's head is hurting because her mind is once again her own. And yeah, she's a little woozy, a little foggy, and Uh, Easy there. This is a slave crown. The others were using it to control you. Um, so she is no longer a puppet of the Empire. Can't remember a thing. So let's see, where and when does Locke come into the picture? He comes in here soon. Anyway, so here is where we have the opportunity to name Terra, enslaved by the Gastalian Empire. We're just going to leave her as Terra. We're going to leave everybody as the default name, just like we usually do. And, yep. So, we're going to go through this conversation. You must be made of tougher stuff than most. Oh, you have no idea. Alright. So, oh, we got the dogs. The dogs are out searching. They've got Terra's scent. And these guards, they're here for Terra. They know that she was part of the invasion force. But how do they know that she's here? How are the dogs able to send her out here? Seriously. Whatever. She's an agent of the Empire. And of course, poor Terra, she has like no idea. Empire magic tech armor, yeah, everything's a fog. She doesn't remember diddly. And so this old man is, I think it's Arvis, right? We don't know his name until much later on. And apparently the guards are a little, well, they're a little overcautious, right? They've tried to remain neutral. They want to be overprotective of their town. So, okay. First, and let's go over here. Nope, is it the clock? It is the clock. Alright. Most clocks, if not all, but I think it's most clocks, make your way to town to the mines. I'll try to buy you some time. Okay. So here we go. We're gonna go and head through the mines. Uh-oh, we've been spotted. So anyway, as far as my intent with this game and the approach to leveling and statistics, let's see, I really don't want to fight these early fights. Is I want to be able to, I don't know how to explain it. I don't want to go for perfect stats, but at the same time, I don't want to get to the point where I feel like I'm too high of a level. Now, these first chests in the first, what, 1, 2, 3 locations where you can loot chests, they can upgrade, and we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna wait until they upgrade. Yes, some of the chests, maybe 1 or 2, have items that are considerably better. But honestly, I'm not gonna worry about it. Yeah, we can just run away from pretty much all these battles since she already leveled up in the approach to Narshe. So, uh-oh, fell down the hole. So still trying to figure out how to explain how I want to approach leveling. Like, I'm not opposed to leveling before, you know, we get to the summons where, you know, our level ups are greatly impacted. So anyway, now we have a little flashback by Terra. We see Kefka. And let's see, do we have control of the text? Looks like we do, yeah. So this is where he puts the crown on Terra. And puts her completely under control of the Empire. And and there's that maniacal laugh that we all know too well. And we even see her here in a test run. Kefka is making Terra uh, um, burn imperial soldiers who are loyal to the Emperor. So that's a taste of just how psychopathic Kefka is. The dawn of a new age, and Gestal, he's all about world conquest himself as well. Just him and Kefka, they just have different approaches to it. Okay, lost power of magic has returned. We have been chosen. And Kefka and I can't remember the general in the center, but I think Celes is the one on the right. Long live Emperor Gestal, and Terra's just standing in the background. Poor girl. And all the soldiers are cheering, and so now we've got a little taste of the background of Terra. And here comes one of our heroes. Busy with all the robbing and plundering. And Locke is deeply offended. Because he's a treasure hunter and a traveler. And so we'll give him his normal name of Locke. Treasure hunting is what I prefer, sir. Semantic nonsense. That's pretty good. Huge difference. Alright, so, is there something you need me to do? Yes, there is. And so now we're going to send Locke after Terra to something independent to join an underground resistant group like the Returners. Tried to explain that the Empire was controlling the girl, but they wouldn't even listen. Alright, so you want me to go get her out? Yes, indeed. Make your way to Figaro for the time being. So, here we go. Hey, girl, wake up, please. Please wake up, girl. So now we have our first, I can't remember what kind of encounters these are called. But we have these groups that slowly advance against us. And really, let's see. Kupo! We have the little Mogs that are going to help us out. Or the Moogles. Mog is a Moogle. Yep, they're going to help us out. And we were introduced to them in Final Fantasy V as well. Right? Was it Final Fantasy V or 4? I think it was 5. Alrighty, use us to protect Terra from the guards. Yeah. So this, different parties, press the L button. Is it the LB or, yeah, LB, okay, not, defeat the leader of the guards, but the battle's lost. Okay, so, we want to, equip, or unequip, Moglin. Huh. It's not gonna let us do it. Okay, maybe it'll let us equip, or unequip. Ah, there we go. Remove. There we go. And then it doesn't matter. It's just the Mithril Spear and Shield, I think, that we want. What? Chain Flail? Okay. Now we go this way. And then put Locke's party over there. Oh, and then we want to go back to this party, right? Yeah, this is fine. Oh, let's put them in the back row. Alright, now we should be able to avoid all of the encounters except for the boss. We should be able to just make a beeline for the boss. Which way are you gonna go? Are you gonna go right or left? Oh. We should be able to come this way, yeah? Let's go around. I know this is silly, but maybe we do have to take one fight. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure they all, yeah, they all advance. Okay. They never like go back at us. So we'll just auto attack, and that should do it. Even if one or two go down. What's our fourth guy got? Cosmog. What's he got on him? I don't know, but it doesn't matter. Guard leader will go down here in a second. In a second. What does he have? 300 health? I can't remember. 350? Oh no, we lost one. Doesn't matter. Yay! Alrighty, and that marks the end of that battle. Okay. Thanks, Muggles. Yep, you bet. Okay, I want to turn down the music a little bit. It's a little bit distracting in my ears. As much as I do enjoy it, let's go to the menu after we gain control and turn that down a little bit. Okay, pull the lever. Get her done. Hey, back with us now? Yes. Savior, thanks for the Muggles. Yeah, it'll come back, don't worry. A man said it would come back eventually. So, you've got amnesia. I won't leave your side until your memory returns. Oh, so noble, Locke. Tara's like, what? Why? I'm not gonna up and abandon someone just because they lost their memory. We'll soon learn why Locke is so, I love the way she blinks at him like, okay, I still don't understand why you're so vehement about protecting me. Alright, so we have control again. Let's go ahead and come in here. The outside world remains full of monsters we know little about. Here we provide advice to travelers, blah blah blah. So we can come in here and do our little beginning area. Okay, let's... Is it the BGM? Yeah, background music. Okay, that's better. Okay. This is water from a recovery spring. So yeah, we can just recover here. Oh yeah, that's the guy that talked to us outside. You set the battle mode to wait. You can take all the time you want. Okay, so let's go in here first. Battle tactics. I don't think we need to really know anything about this. We know about the defend. It's the same as always. Press L or R button to target all allies or enemies. We already know that. And the gauge, you can use the command action. We know that. You can flee from battles by holding L and R. Very important. Damage is more severe when enemies have you surrounded, especially if you've got your back to the attacker. Yes, we know this. Damage received by characters in the back row is halved, but so is their attack power. Yep. Hello, sir. The white numbers that appear during battle and take damage, green are health. Status effects are represented by different colors. Now there we go. Blue is reflect. Spells are reflected. Yellow is protect. Green is shell. Red is haste. White is slow. What's pink? Ah, time is frozen. Okay, that makes sense. And what do we got in here? Sleeping bag. Hooray. And this guy talks about save points. We already know about those. The button is the confirm button. Okay, yep. Relics. Okay, so the relics, this is probably an important point for someone who would be playing Final Fantasy VI that played the other ones. So the relics are like your job abilities that were rolled into them, so anybody can have them. It was pretty cool how they had everybody assigned a role in the story, but as far as like your job associated skills, they just put those in relics, like the gauntlet, for example, or the knight's code, like he's explaining, could be passed to anybody, and everybody can have 2 relics at the same time, just like that was pretty normal in Final Fantasy V. Now we open the pot. Ether. Sometimes monsters lurk inside chests. Yeah, like this one. We're not going to do the monster in the box because it doesn't even give us anything, so I don't care about that. If it gave us like a useful item, then I would go ahead and get it, but I'm not going to. Advanced battle tactics. Bushido techniques can be unleashed only after the required power for the skill in question has been built up. The image status creates illusionary images of a character, making it difficult for enemies to hit them. So, the reflect spell remains active only for a short time and will not reflect certain lore magic. That's good to know. Okay, Runic absorbs magic and turns it into MP. Very important, that one. It remains active until a spell is absorbed or another battle command is given. Trance boosts attack and magic. The duration increases more as battles are fought. So that's like, what is it, from Mighty March? I can't remember. Dance and Rage. That's an interesting one. Reyes automatically revives a KO'd character. Undead creatures such as ghosts are damaged by curative spells and items. Yes, sure. Invisibility. Physical attacks will miss you, but spells will always strike true. You'll revolt to normal if hit by magic. IMP prevents you from using special skills and magic. That's not, I think, impeded or impediment. Zombies attack friend and foe alike. Only holy water can cure this status. If your skin is ashen, your HP is 0, and you're still moving, there's a good chance you're a zombie. It's a pretty obvious status effect. Sleeping Confusion. I hate confusion. But I'm glad that it's removed when you get attacked. Desperate times can bring out the strength that you never knew you had. Critically wounded characters may occasionally perform powerful hidden techniques when you select attack. Let's see. Do we want to get this one? Yeah, this is the potion. Alright, so this is all we need to know from here. Alright, so from here we're just going to exit the town, I think. There's nothing else to do here. Let's look at the map. Yeah, the inn, there's nothing really to do at the weapons shop, so yeah, nah. Alright, let's head out of the town of Narshe. and into the big, scary world. Now the overworld, this was also a new way, a new view that we hadn't seen before from previous Final Fantasies. I don't want to fight these guys. I don't care about them. And I don't want to get poisoned. Which will probably happen anyway, because we're all going to get hit. Ugh. That's right. So different characters run away at different speeds. So your faster characters like Locke are probably going to... they're always run away faster than slower characters like Terra. Alright, let's get in here. Alrighty, Figaro Castle. The castle of Edgar, and let's see, I think we just go straight up, yeah. Yeah, let's just go straight to the throne room. We can explore later. Hello, Edward. Not Edward, Edgar. Oh boy. You mean this young woman is the not the Esper? Oh, my apologies. Oh boy. Oh boy, Edgar. The king of Figaro Castle, imperial ally and champion of the technological revolution. Edgar! Yeah. I am Edgar, the king of Figaro. Surprised that someone like me knows a king? It's like, Locke, she doesn't really know you that well. You've known each other for all of 5 minutes. Alright, goodbye. See you later, Locke. So you're an Imperial soldier, right? Don't worry, Figaro and the Empire are allies. Feel free to rest here as long as you'd like. It's not my blood to harm a lady. Why are you being so kind? Is it because of my abilities? Nope, this is where we learn that Edgar is a ladies' man. First of all, your beauty has captivated me. Second, I'm dying to know if I'm your type. I guess your abilities would rank you a distant third. And Terra is very confused. Nope, Edgar. Terra's just a little different from the normal girl. Suppose some girls would have felt something from those words. Don't worry, Terra. You're not broken. You're just different. And incredibly freaking powerful. I love how they just give me free reign of the castle. Like, don't suspect a thing. Like, yep, perfectly trustworthy. Just wander around the castle however you like. Don't even worry about it. Now that Gestal has the power of magic at its command, he set its sights on world domination. Oh no. Alright, what do we got in this room here? A chest. Oh, there's the top floor. Okay, let's see what's in here. So we've got items. Let's see, I kind of want to buy a tent, but they're expensive right now. So let's buy a few potions. Are we gonna need anything else? Right now, I don't think so. Gold needle. I can't remember, but I don't think any enemies like this early on either poison or blind or anything like that. We do want the noise blaster and the bio blaster for Edgar. Antidote. Maybe we should get a couple of antidotes. Let's get a few antidotes, just for good measure. Yeah. Alright. what do these guys have to say? Most advanced structure in the world. It is pretty sweet. No, I do want to talk to these ladies though. Our king showers his attention on women, young, old, pretty, or plain. No one is safe. I like how she puts it that way. No one is safe. It's like they're tired of it. Everyone's tired of it. The king tried to hit on the high priestess. Oh, did she ever let him have it? There's like, probably. Alright, let's go down these stairs to see what we can find. We're just going to explore for a bit. Oh, thank you for telling me where I am. Let's see. There's a tower to the east. Where His Majesty said he'd marry me when I got old enough. Oh, I'm sure he did. Edgar has a twin brother, you know. He was such a nice boy, always thinking of his family. Is this where we see the... Yep, this is where we see the flashback. And where we're introduced to Edgar's twin brother, Sabin. Mr. Big Jimbro with the ponytail. Why is everyone talking about a successor? So Sabin, he's not as... he doesn't catch on to things as much as Edgar does. And their father's health is failing. Probably old and got some sickness and is soon to leave the world. But poor Sabin, he doesn't understand, even though Edgar does, and so Edgar's got to kind of bear the burden by himself. Very hard thing to do. Alrighty, Edgar's twin brother who traded the throne for his own freedom. At least that's what we think, right? So now we learn about Sabin. I'm sure he's a fine young man by now. And this is the priestess, of course, that that Edgar hit on. He was just a boy when he left, even smaller than his brother. I often wonder where he is now and what he's doing. Alrighty, well, now we know a little bit about Sabin. Oh, let's talk to that guy. I think he says something has already overthrown all three of the other nations on the southern continent. It's only a matter of time before they make their way up here. Yep, right you are. Alright, and we don't need to rest, right? Yeah, we don't need to rest. Okay, now that we've technically, well, we haven't met Sabin, but we've been introduced to who Sabin is, I think we just go back to the throne room. Okay. No. This way. Alright. You wouldn't know by looking at it, but this castle is loaded with advanced technology, for example. Oh, wait, it's top secret. Can't tell you anything. Alright, up we go. Wait, were you here earlier? The king's brother was so disgusted by the manner of the succession that he fled the castle, never looking back. I've heard tell that the entire matter was settled by the flip of a coin. Yeah, we'll learn about that later. Alright, I've looked around, Edgar. It's nice, I guess. There's someone from the Empire here to see you, sire. Oh, good, yeah. Kefka, no doubt. Who Edgar does not appear to like. So, does anybody really like Kefka? uh... Always the complainer and the whiner, but you can't deny just how maniacal he is. There's sand on my boots. Oh no. Yeah, I know. This whole scene is so well illustrative of his his psyche and his kind of his madness. He's like, I'm in the desert, there's sand on my boots. And he expects his soldiers to wipe off his boots. All gone, sir. There's that laugh that we know so well. What in the world brings you here? Get out of the way. All right. Oh, we have control. Let's see. Okay, yeah. You have been busy down south taking over a country or three. The guards don't want to tell us much. Alright, let's go ahead and talk to Kefka. To my humble castle. A girl of no importance recently escaped from us. We heard you. Kefka is very bad at disguising his subtlety. A girl of no importance. We came all the way here to get her because she's of no importance. No, she just stole something of minor value, and that's why we're here. And Edgar knows that he knows that he knows that she's here, but he's trying to. There are more girls in here than the grains of sand in the desert. So they have this diplomatic standoff, and Kefka's not very much for diplomacy, as we will find out soon enough. Alrighty, so let's go up to Locke here. Who overheard the whole thing. Take her to her room. The Chancellor and I have some planning to do. Being a king is not all tea and crumpets. Now, you'll excuse me. Alright. So we're going to follow Locke. Let's see what these guys have to say. Scholars all over the world are busy studying magic, but you can only learn so much. Yep, I know. So that was one thing, right? That was very new. Did I already mention that? How magic was kind of taken out of this game, opposed to the previous Final Fantasy games, where magic was, very common, abundant. It was very rare in this game. But magic is still king. Let's not make ourselves, fool ourselves about that, or mistake ourselves about that. How do you say that in English? Anyway, it definitely rules the roost still. Magic is still the most powerful thing. Let's see, blah, blah, blah. Edgar told me about you. Is it true you're a thief? I'm a treasure hunter. Edgar pretends to support the Empire, but he's collaborating with an underground resistance group called the Returners. So you're their liaison. The old man you met. But I'm an imperial soldier. Well, not anymore. Oh, things are different now. I don't know what I should do. Whatever I try to think, it just makes my head hurt even worse. Is that you make your own decisions from now on. Try not to think too hard right now. You'll know what you want to do when the time comes. So, but how will I know which choice is right? She makes a very valid point. Kefka, though, he makes those choices easy, to be quite frank. Edgar wakes up from a little nap or siesta, and he hears a strange crackling noise. Oh no, the castle's on fire! It's a good thing that the castle's made mostly of stone. The guards. I have no idea what we're talking about. Enjoy the barbecue. Alright, so from here, let's see. Did we talk to this guy? No, it's not him. This guy. Get her ready. Alright, yeah, get the castle ready. Let's go. Seems I have no choice. Or perhaps I do. Go, Chocobo. Oh, it's not quite like that, Kefka. See what I mean? Kefka made the choice very easy for Terra by setting the whole castle on fire. And then this, the castle being, of course, as technologically advanced as it is, has no problem just diving into the sand. There she goes. Witness the glory of Figaro. You said it, Chancellor. This is a pretty awesome castle. To be able to dive into the sand and basically use the desert as its own submersive sea to travel through. And Kefka is left. Oh boy, he's pretty mad now. So he's gonna chase us, and alright, it's always a back attack. You know what? My luck is I always get the Magitech laser. Always. It's supposed to be, let's see. Let's just do a steal. Magic, fire, tools. Let's just do noise blaster. That'll probably be more effective than the auto cannon. Kaboom! Oh, and after she uses fire, this is kind of funny. What's the matter, Edgar? Well, she used fire, man. Did you just see what I saw? Yeah, this kid's really something. Locke, she just cast a fireball. uh, I think that if you don't use this during the course of the battle, she casts fire at the end as a scripted part of the battle. I'm not sure though. What exactly was that just now? I'm sorry, it just surprised me. Never actually seen magic before. Where did you learn it? Doesn't matter, Edgar. Thank you, Locke. Thank you, Edgar. Did she just wink? Swoon. Oh, you got a couple of fanboys now, Terra. Alright, anyway. This way they'll be attacking themselves. Nothing to steal. Okay, so we'll just attack. Tools, noise blaster. But anyway, yeah, going back to the whole Magitech laser, it's supposed to be one of the more, like a really rare attack. But every time I play this game and every time I do this battle, I get the laser. So just saying, I don't think it's that supposed to be that, or actually that rare. We'll just let it kick itself to death. There we go. Go Figaro. See ya, Kefka. Son of a sandworm. Alright. So here we are on our way to... Those were bad people? I'm scared. Yeah, Kefka's a pretty bad guy. There's someone we'd like you to meet. Would you be willing to be our leader? Magic is going to be the key to winning this war. Magic. Esper reacted to your magical powers. There's got to be a relationship. I don't know any more than you do. These powers come naturally to me. Ah, so. But no human is born with the powers you have. And that makes her stop. Like, oh. Probably wasn't the best thing to say, Edgar. For being a ladies' man, you kind of don't have a lot of good, a lot of tactful conversation. Locke, what are you doing? They want your powers for their own. And if they get them, the world is done for. You want to understand your powers, don't you? Don't you? Bannon. Yes, yes. There's a cave just south of here that leads to South Figaro. Let's head in that direction. Alright, let's go, guys. Alright, so... while we're on the Chocobo, I don't think we can be attacked. But this is an interesting view of the world. This is new as well, right? In Final Fantasy terms, that is. You know, in previous Final Fantasies, you couldn't, you didn't have the angle, the camera angle in view like this. So anyway, oh, disembark. There we go. Later, Chocobo. Alright, now there was a Chocobo over to the other side of the forest, but we don't need to go there. Alright, this is a good place to save, I believe, and then in our next episode, we will begin by going into the cave leading to Figaro, or the South Figaro, anyway. That was Figaro Castle. We're going to go to South Figaro now. Alright, save. Yeah, we can just overwrite this. This was just our kind of test file. Alrighty, so until our next episode when we continue on our journey to the Returners and see what the deal is with Terra, Edgar, and Locke. So, until then, so long for now.